Echo, set a reminder for 9:30.
What's the reminder for?
Take your medicine.
Okay, I'll remind you at 9:30 p.m.
That's straight enough. Let's see. Sure, why not? Sure, why not? What's up, Buttercup? La 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 la. Why do you keep beeping? I don't know what you're beeping about. What you beeping for? Oh.
Hi, Cheryl.
Oh.
I just got your message. Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to know more. I just bought like a thing that I can put my phone in that hangs around my neck so that I can film myself like crocheting and cross stitching, and I have been vlogging myself. I'm doing like a 24 hours of what am I crocheting or knitting, so I'm kind of vlogging myself through that process. Like obviously not 24 hours straight, but you know. So yeah, I guess let me know a little bit what.
Oh, hello there.
Like what is it exactly? But I'm definitely interested.
Why in the world are you up at 2:30 in the morning, mister?
Probably,
Go to bed.
if we do a video chat, I mean, I don't mind going back and forth like this whenever, but if we're gonna do a video chat, probably not until the weekend. I'm getting over COVID right now.
Okay. All right. Hopefully, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and mute my phone because it sure is making a lot of noise this evening. That's what I thought. Okay. Okay. How are you this evening, mister? And, yeah, why are you up? Don't you have a job? Don't you have to go to work in the morning? Or are you one of those upside down worker people? Or work from home people? Or, don't have to work or can't work? Gosh, I'm nosy. I want to know all the things. I want to know all the things. Tell me your whole life story, even though your name says mind your own business. It's right in the name. Do you think I care? Apparently not. I mean, I can just say that I don't speak German, which is true, but that's hardly an excuse for my nosy behavior when I know kind of what it says. I'll use it as an excuse anyway. I'm sorry, I don't speak German. I didn't know that you didn't want me to ask every question ever. All right. Let's see here. All right, that is enough fussy cotton, because I am actually late for starting my own show. Oh my goodness, how dare I? Let's just, show. Okay, it's time to start the show. Hide. There we go. Here we are. We're doing all the things. I might need these tiny, tiny ones, and I might need her. I don't know, but I'll just set them aside for now. And I might need to cut these foxes out too, but I don't know that either. So, this stuff is all going to go to the side. Because the very first thing I want to do today is show that journal I started working on Saturday. So, mister, it's actually a good thing you're here in the middle of the night, because you saw me start this thing. And I'm thinking it might be almost done. So, the answer is no, I did not get it done in one session, one afternoon. I think that was silly to think I could. And I actually didn't think I could. I just thought I'd try and see what happens. I certainly did that. But I didn't get it done on Monday when I went back to it either. In fact, Monday, I think I got even more frustrated than I did after working 6 hours on Saturday. So, let's take a look at what I ended up doing. Yup. You know what? Hang on a second. Why is this not working? I'm going to try to reset my... I did something. Oh, wait a second. I did something that made my feed show up properly on YouTube last time, and I don't know what did it. Well, at least I know it's working because you're here. You couldn't be here if it wasn't working. Are you still here? Because maybe it's not working. I don't know. I don't know what to think. It just keeps not working properly. Oh my goodness! Hello, Lisa! How are you? And what time is it on your side of the planet? Is it also 2:30 in the morning? Aren't you sort of... No, you're not really in line with Germany, are you? Okay, so this is the one that I worked on Saturday and Monday, and then I did more to it on my own. And just before I get started on tonight's work and wine, right? Lisa, oh my God, I can't believe it's you. I can't believe it's you. Look, it's Lisa. From the opposite side of the globe. And it's Peter from the opposite side of the globe also. 10:30 in the morning. Oh, that's a fabulous time. Okay. Okay, so I wanted to find a piece of crochet doily or tablecloth or something to wrap the spine in, and I couldn't find what I wanted. I found a whole bunch of stuff that I have. None of it I liked. None of it worked. I ended up making my own piece of fabric. So I did a bunch of stamping on and dyeing just a piece of fabric and made it all wonky, you know, old looking and such. I took another strip of that and extended this piece because I had cut the back of this cover all wonky and it wasn't long enough. So I fixed that with a piece of this fabric, and then I put the metal book corners on. So that's all that's different about the outsides. Then let's see if it's going to be done. I don't know. I'm thinking I might take my little snail stamp and maybe a couple little leaf stamps and do some heat embossing just to add some pizzazz in a couple spots. But here is the front pocket, and it has that birdie card, and it has my introduction to your new journal card, and I just put a piece of tea-dyed paper in there for layering purposes, and then I added this pocket with the uncut ATC card. So this can be just a card just the way it is, or cut into ATCs. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I don't know that I needed to say it that way. Then this page, this strip was just too plain and it matched the card too much, so it was just a big blended mess to me. So I pushed back the background and added this layer of cluster sort of collage. I'm happy with that now. And then I took some scraps of this cluster and put them over here and put a matching little cluster over here in the corner of this page too. Pretty happy with this spread. I left all this just the way it was. Ha! See? I'm glad I looked at it. Not done. I need to do the leaves on the tree. But oh, I put some scraps torn into bits and layered a foreground and a hill under the tree. I made a hidden paper clip out of a bunch of the scraps. So there's this thingy, and there's another part that is not done. It could stay the way it is, but I did create a hole in it. There's the paper clip sticking out so that I could put a dangle on there. So I'm likely to do that. I thought the ink was dry on this tuck, and obviously it wasn't. So I don't know what to do about that. It really bothers me. Uh-oh, I need to put tea-dyed paper on that. Okay, so this is not ready for the store, but when I'm done mentioning these things that I'm going to be doing, I will do these things, and then this will be the first journal in my new store. Oh, how exciting. Very exciting. I'm glad I'm taking a flip through though. I put the mini journal in there. I mean, it's hard to call it a mini journal. It's only 8 pages. It's mini, all right, but a cute little book that tucks in there. And the reason it ended up getting tucked in there is because this mulberry sheet ended up getting stuck to this piece of fern, and it ripped holes in it. So I had to cover it with this design, and then I had to figure out a way to cover the hole on this side, and I covered it with a different piece of tissue, and it looked terrible. So then I needed to cover that, and I needed a place for that book to go anyway. Good grief, quite a journey. There's our little chipmunk guy. Still bugged that he's sitting sideways, but he seems perfectly happy with his circumstance, so I should just get over it. I don't like this page at all. I don't like this page at all. What do you guys think of this page? Because I don't know if I mentioned it, but I don't like it. So there's just a card in here and a card back here. This one is kind of cool and extremely dramatic. And needs some edging on it. I might also cut the corners so they're rounded. The problem I have with this is that I don't like this tuck thingy jobber, and I don't like this card. This card is pretty, but it's entirely too floofy for this journal, and I don't think it goes. So there. I don't think it goes. Are you folks still there? Let me know if the feed is working. Hold on. Let me check YouTube again. Yeah, see? It's not doing the thing. I'm supposed to be able to see. YouTube is not currently receiving data for this stream. Why not? I mean, it has to be because you guys are watching it. So what's the deal? Okay. Alright, well, I'm not going to stress it. I mean, I'm kind of stressing it, right? But because it keeps happening, but whatever. This page I'm kind of in love with because I just like its subtlety, and it's kind of, it's just, I did more, oh, whatever, I can't even think of words. Okay, so anyways, it's got this card in it, which is just a plain simple card, and then this belly band has a tuck spot in it, and I ended up, what did I do this for? I had to make something for in here, and I used infusions, and then I had to soak it up because, as usual, I used too much water, and I used the tissue paper that had heat embossing on it to soak up the extra. So I ended up with this really cool background behind the heat embossing. So I just tore off this piece and tucked it in the pocket, and then tore off another strip and put it right there. And then I was like, oh, that's cool. Sometimes it's the easy things. Hello, Miss Leslie. Here, this is the journal that I started on Saturday. Don't know if you heard, but I am flipping through it before we start tonight's work. So those all stayed the same. Mulberry paper. This is the trading card. The uncut trading card number 2. And its pocket. And then the end. This is the fabric. Oh, that's what I did. I made the fabric to bind the spine and to lengthen this edge right here. And when I dyed the fabric to match the rest of the book, it got so soggy that I had to soak it up a bunch. So I made a whole bunch of background sheets for other projects and then the tissue paper thingy. All right, that's it. So there's a handful of things that need to be done, but then this is going into my shop and I will have an actual junk journal in my store. I just think that'll be so fun. All right, so for tonight's project, though, all right, we're going to do what the heck? We're gonna do 4. I thought I cut out 4 of each. Anyway, I think I'm gonna do 4, 2 white and 2 black, book covers. You know, they might be book covers someday, but if they don't turn out, they won't be. I haven't worked with the black mixed media paper before, so I don't know how that's going to turn out. So we're going to do a bunch of experimenting as always, and we're going to create some art pieces using this guy right here, and some other stuff, some other supplies I have. I need to put this back in the journal. These go in the journal. All right, there we go. So first things first. We need to get some backgrounds down. And in at least one of these, okay, so in at least one of these, we're going to do some collage work. So I have that old German Bible, right? And I love this text. Love this text. So we're going to use a bunch of this text to start creating background on at least one. Probably more like 2, because I think I'm going to use same materials on one black and one white, and then different materials on the other black and white. If that made any sense at all. I'm not entirely sure it did. So I have some idea of what I'm doing, because I have the fox, right? But I don't have a complete plan in any way. I'm going to put that down there. We're going to put this piece over here. And this means I need gesso. I think I will use clear gesso for now. All right. We can just blob it right there on the page. So this is going to do 2 different things. This is going to get the collage bits glued down to the background, obviously. But the gesso is also going to prime the page for the next layers. So double duty in the for the gesso. Very handy thing. Handy dandy. I'm not not entirely sure how classic mixed media tonight's project is going to be because I've decided to not use texture paste, and almost everything I'm putting on, or that I at least have, at hand, is flat. It's either paper or ink. Paper or ink and paint. So there's not a whole lot of texture and dimension going on. I guess that's okay. It doesn't need to be. I just wondered how much that means it's technically not mixed media. Although, I am going to be using an awful lot of media. That didn't make any sense whatsoever. Apparently I'm just yammering. Quit your yammering. Oh, look at that. It is soaking. It is. Oh, I wondered why it was getting, I was getting, like, specks in the gesso. It's coming off the paper. Look at that. It's like dirt. It looks like dirt. Can you even see it? Not really. But the paper is coming apart in specks. It is 175 years old, for crying out loud. What do you expect? What do you expect, lady? All right, let's get the gesso on the whole rest of the page. I think we need a little bit more of the text bits. So let's do a piece in this general direction. And let's do another piece up here because I kind of like this corner mostly covered. That's good right there. That's good. All right. There's the white one. Gessoed and Bible paged. I'll set it aside so it can dry, and we'll do, very similar. Same concept. Creating background with the German text on a black one. The next set we're going to do reverse watercolor. A very, very minimal degree of reverse watercolor, but reverse watercolor all the same. I wonder if that means I should have gessoed first. Because if I'm going to reverse watercolor, should I have gessoed the whole sheet and let that dry? Ugh. Alright, well, I guess we're going to find out if I should have. Because, the project will let us know how badly I messed up by not doing that in short order. I did not think that through very well. Get the dried gesso chunks out of there. Blarg. Okie dokie. Artichoke. By the way, watcher, a person who gave me a mango, I ate the whole thing. And it was delicious. And I have discovered that I am out of tahini, so I used tequila lime barbecue rub spice blend, and it was fabulous. Fabulous. Instead of tahini. I still like tahini better, but I didn't have any, so it was just terrific. What else did I have? I had, my upstairs neighbor had had pizza, and I stole 2 pieces of pizza. So I had 2 pieces of pizza and a mango for my dinner. I mean, what more could a girl ask for, really? Alright, there we go. Now we have the 2. I realize that this is, can hardly be called collaging, right? As minimal collaging, but that's all I want for those 2. Whoops, this one's falling down. Get up there. Well, so let's do the next ones. We're going to do some, like I said, reverse watercolor. So I think for the nighttime one, I want the lightest colors on the edges. And I don't know if I'm going to get away with watercolor because it's black paper, for crying out loud. So this particular part is going to be super experimental. There is no actual yellow in here. And all of my colors are a big blended mess because of the last project I did. I just made a giant mess. And I'm almost out of greens, and I need a lot of green because this is a forest scene. So I did bring out my acrylic paints, which, now that I'm saying all these things out loud, we may have to use my acrylic paints. But I also have this whole thing of paints. There's an iridescent gold in here that might be kind of a cool moonshine kind of color, right? And I have my gelatos are still out. I don't think we'll be using gelatos, but they're watercolor and that might work for moonshine, so we'll see. Hold on. Hold your horses, people. I also have this. Let's see what's in here. So some sprays, and mustard seed is a decent yellow. Wild honey might be a good moon color. And this green is stupid amounts of bright, but it might be good on black paper. So we might try some of the other sprays as well, but for right now, just those. All right, let's see what we got. Okay. I think I want that same brush. What happens if you mix gesso in your watercolor paints? I can honestly say I have never done that, and I have never heard of anybody else doing it either. So I think the very first thing I'll do is try the yellow spray on the edges. For right now, I can tell you that it was a mistake to not gesso these 2 pages ahead of time, because I'm just thinking how much the paper is going to soak these up. But I also think it might be okay. So I just want to do that and then get it to move down the page. Like so. Oh my goodness, let's just try this whole thing like this. So let's do that again. Down the other side. I got me an idea now. Move. Move. There we go. Oh, look at that. I kind of like it. Let me shake up this one. Oh, I bet they do. And I have my metallic watercolors too. I wonder if it would hurt if I did a metallic background. So, because I sprayed the oxide spray with water, look at how much it's washing it out. It makes it kind of a good moon color. That's how come I got all excited, because I'm like, wait a minute. I can wash these out quite a bit. This time I think I'm going to spray it and then blot it. Wait a second. I need a blot machine. Whoops. And then I sprayed in the wrong direction. So, let's do that and then do this. Blah! Nope, that didn't work. Sure made a nice napkin though. Okay, I think I'll leave it like that. This one will not change color if I add water. At least it shouldn't, because this is not a distress item. But I want to do a green stripe down the center. Oh, did you see that? It sprayed in all kinds of directions. Good grief. What a horrible spray bottle. Well, okay then. There we go. That's pretty cool looking already. You know what I should do, Lisa, and everyone? Now that Lisa mentioned it, I should look in my... Oh, I love this. I love that now. I should look in the metallic watercolor box and see if it has a gold... Gosh darn it. Where? Oh, there it is. I was like, wait a minute. I know I had it around here somewhere. Let's see if it has a gold. That might work. There's a gold and a yellow. All right, I'm going to set those aside because I'm not going to use it right now. I'm going to let this dry, and we're going to do the white one. The white one, I want the yellow, the lighter color in the center. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. I wonder if I can, here, I'm going to try something. Look at all the paint in the puppy pad already. Oh, neat. So maybe I'm just going to soak up paint from the puppy pad. Okay, maybe I have to add more paint, but that was fun. I'm glad I tried it. And then let's do, oh, I know what I'll do. Let's do some splashing for this one so that we get some of the water reaction without the without it washing the whole thing out. Okay, give that a minute to start working. And then I want green, dark green on the outsides. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use the actual watercolor paints now. And see if we can get a really dark green, even if it has to lean to the blue because I am so low on green. Come on, all you greens. There's only like a little ring left in each of the greens. Okay, now the other side. All right, so how is everyone tonight? And did you guys bring anything to participate in Wine With Me Wednesday? And no, your beverage of choice does not need to be alcoholic. I don't know why I have to say that every time, but just in case somebody thinks I'm a wino or that they can't participate if they're only a teetotaler, wrong. You can participate with whatever beverage you got, including water. Yep. I do have a wine for tonight, but it is my last one. So I may be a teetotaler starting next week, unless I decide to pick up some more wines. But I'm a little excited about tonight's. We'll take a look at it in just a couple of minutes here while we're letting everything dry a bit. So I have never actually done reverse watercolor, so I don't remember when I saw it. Does the paint need, do you have to wait till the paint is dry? Or do you need to do it before the paint dries? So, I don't really understand what's going to happen here. I think for the daytime one, let me see. Where is the stencil I want? Did I put it somewhere interesting? Oh, no, it's right here. Okay. So I think for the daytime one, I'm going to use this stencil. So you see it doesn't go all the way to the top and bottom. But that's fine. That's fine. Because there is a lot more to be done before these projects are even sort of done. Orange Tang. I love Tang. Did you make it hot? Because I love hot Tang. Alright, so I'm just gonna give this a try. Because, like I said, I've never done it. I don't even know if this is, I'm seeing that this is probably not the best kind of stencil to be using for this. I'm also forgetting that I wanted to paint the whole thing brown before I did this, so that the brown is what would stay. No, is that wrong? Yeah, so the brown branches would stay underneath. So I don't know how this is even going to look. Oh my. I am quite discombobulated this evening. I don't know how that's different than any other evening. It really isn't. Discombobulated is a way of life. That's why mixed media and I get along so well. Because, oh, and junk journaling too. Junk journaling is the right kind of art for me, man. Almost doesn't matter what you do. You can figure out how to make it work. Alright, should we see what we got? Let's see what we got. Sheesh. Well, not much over on this side. I'm going to try to put this back where it was and do it some more. I guess there's really just not much over there. How about if I do this and kind of do it some more like that? I can even do that on the tops and the corners too. Right? And like this. Alright, well, that's kind of a dud. I think I used the wrong kind of stencil, but that's okay. It's all background, it'll work. And I think we're going to use this one on this one. But this is not all the way dry yet. And I think reverse stenciling right now would just be kind of a waste of time. Because I don't think it would do what I want it to do. So, I think I'm going to try. What am I going to try? I'm going to try... Oh. Let's try try getting some green all over this one too, on top of this frosty kind of layer? Or is that just going to make a giant mess? It really is, isn't it? Oh, good grief. As long as I don't overbrush, I should be able to get some more color on. No overbrushing. Look how pathetic those poor greens are. When I decide to invest in more watercolors, I'll get the tube kind, right, I think. I will have to buy like piles of green tubes and only like one other color. If my history with colors is any indication. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. Just across the whole thing. And see what this one does. See if this is a better kind of stencil to do this with. It sure looks like it came up easy. Oh, it did. Ready? There we go. Oh, I like that one much better. That worked. Now we need to let this dry though. It's actually why I'm doing 4 at once, because there's so much dry time going on, you know? Raspberry and blueberry water. That actually sounds fairly delicious, because raspberry and blueberry are both delicious. Okay, what are we doing now? We're going back to the first ones. Definitely not dry yet, and definitely not dry yet, but that's okay. I got my heat gun ready to go, and we got to figure out what's next. We need more background stuff going on. So I got this. Since we're doing tree stuff and forest stuff, I just want to, like, you know, double, triple, quadruple down on the forest a bit. Okay. That's all there is to the reverse watercolor, right? You can get very, very technical with it, but since I've never done it before, I'm not going to do that, right? I just wanted to do the very simplest thing I could. So you just put any water reactive color down, and then use stencils and brushes and what have you to pull up color. It tends to make things very soft. I mean, watercolor is soft to begin with, right? But it creates more negative space. if you do the reverse watercolor with, like, I've seen people do really pretty meadows and then reverse watercolor the flowers out of the meadow and then doodle in them and stuff, and it turns out so amazing. So I might continue to dabble in the world of reverse watercolor. Let's grab a brush and put some branches on this one as well. I need a color. Where did I put my forest moss? Because it's my favorite. Forest moss is my favorite. Green distress. Let's put some on the other side. These kinds of stencils that I have are really difficult to use, and they're my favorite ones. But they do that a lot. They catch on whatever I'm using, and they break, and they splinter, and they, oh, just with these tiny, tiny details, right? Okay, there we go. Now, the next step for this one can happen right now. And this, I think, is where things are already going to get exciting. Because we're going to pull out the first napkin. Whoa! So, we have lots and lots and lots of this scene because the whole thing is printed. So the first thing I want to do is separate the layers, right? Come here. There you go. Let's make sure there's no more layers. Oh, there is. See? I was suspicious. I thought I was seeing something. You want to make sure you only have one layer of napkin. And I wrecked my tape and I lost my edge. Hello? There we go. There we go, sort of. Come on. Okay, now I can get rid of that tape, I think. Oh, look, I got it all wet. Alright, I need to be more careful. I'm going to pull this apart over here. I cannot let all the foxes get wet because they have very important work to do. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is tear off one of these sections with fox on it, because I need to at least save one whole picture for much later. So we'll be setting that one aside. And now I need a bunch with no fox. So let's just tear off. I'm just going to tear that bit in half. And I'm going to start doing more collage over the collage we already have without our little fox buddy. So just like so. You know what that means? That means it's time for more gesso. And you know what I need to do? I need to make sure I don't wreck this background tree bit, because gesso will totally wreck the background tree bit if I'm not careful with my brush. So, So, let's get this put down. Oh my, look at that. Can you see that even? The napkins are not color fast either. So, the color is coming off the napkin too. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this. I actually have a different way I could do this, but I'm not gonna pull out the tools right now. I guess we're just gonna live with whatever happens. Okay, so because this napkin is not color fast, I could use a jelly plate, which I now own. I didn't until not too long ago. But I could use a jelly plate, right? And put the gesso on the jelly plate and then put the print in it and press it down. Or is that not true? Wait a second. I also heard that gesso will wreck a jelly plate. But I heard you can totally cheat and do the stuff on a jelly plate so that you don't wreck your non-color fast stuff. Uh-oh. Now I'm quite confused. I don't want to wreck my new jelly plate, so I guess I won't do that until I find out. Okay, now I'm going to put some of this super light bit up the center. I think like so. Okay. Do I want more? I don't know if I want more or not. I think maybe I want another strip. I just tore the fox in half. That wasn't very nice. I think I want another piece like this. I think it's weird that the napkins aren't color fast. Because can you imagine using it to wash your face off? You know, not wash your face, but you know what I mean. Like you're at the table and you're having tea and you got frosting from your cupcake all over your face and you go to wash it off and all of a sudden you're like all these colors. It just doesn't seem smart. Okay. I am done with this stage on this one. Let's do the black one. Where is the black one? Oh, right here. Right next to me. Hiding right next to me. So, same thing with this one. Only I won't start a new napkin. I'll just use this same one. And I'll tear off an opposite direction piece. I mean, I'm already trying like 5,000 new things. Why don't I confuse myself further by switching directions on myself, like constantly all night? Alright, so we're going to do the same thing on this one, only I want the darker bits in the center and the lighter bits to the outside. So I could actually just take this whole thing like so. Should I do that? Should I just, I mean, I don't like that it's mirrored though. Okay, I won't do that. Good grief. Blah, 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 blah. Did you hear how many words came out of my mouth without me actually saying a single word? And I don't want the fox in it right now. I know it won't matter because most of what I'm putting on right now will end up getting obliterated by the process. So he probably wouldn't even show up, but I would feel bad that I obliterated a fox. Okay, right about there. Right about there for this one. Blarg. Blargity, blargada. You just used the white side of what? Oh, of the napkin? So you don't turn a bunch of colors? I suppose that makes sense, right? That makes sense. Okay, this whole thing can be torn right off, just like so. And let's put this strip right here even. Wait a minute. Let's not, because it's entirely too straight. That would look ridiculous in the middle of this collage. There we go. All right, let's take the other dark tree and put it all like so ish. Then we can put some more light bits out here. But not Fox. Go away, Mr. Fox. And let's see, I gotta tear this bit a little wonkier. We need some wonkiness. There we go. Okay, I need to drop more. It's getting a little dry, And it's not all the way down yet. Okay, how about if we put a bit more? I want to put a chunk, just a chunk, down in the corner. Just a chunk like that. I suppose that means I should put a chunk on the top as well. Because that top is looking pretty empty. Should I overlap it and do it all the way like that? I think I will, because I've already put it down and started, so apparently I will. Alright. One little drop. You think I can little drop? Come on! You can do it! Nope. I cannot. I didn't even see that it was coming out of the bottle till it was a big glob. Okay. Looking good though. Okay, that one's done. Next stage for which one? Maybe this one? It's still really wet. How about the other one? This one's drier. Let's let this one go aside for a few more minutes while we do this one. I'm gonna do the I'm gonna do the heat gun again. Sorry if it's loud. I don't know how bad it is on your end. I've heard it's not that bad, but I don't know. We're going to do the same thing on these two, in that we're going to start collaging the forest on top of the backgrounds we put on. Wait a minute. Nope, I lied. This one is going to get some stamped text first. And I don't know if I can stamp anything on the black one, but I guess we'll see. Lay down. Let's see if we can get it to flatten out again. Alright. Not too bad. So, I am going to do something. Oh yeah, stamp text. So, I have, hang on, let me pull the stamps out of underneath here. Blarg. I have stamps ready to go. Do you think I can throw the kitty bed off of my desk so that I can use my whole desk? I mean, if they were here, they would say no. But they're not here. They're outside. I threw it off my desk. Don't tell them. I'll be in so much trouble. I'll be in so much trouble if you blab on me. Okay, so for this, all I'm going to do, I'm not even going to take this stamp off its backing paper, because all I'm going to do for this is take the brown and get this thing inked up like so. And we're just gonna do stuff like this, like that, and like this, and like so, and like so, and also like that. I'm just going to get lighter and lighter and lighter till it has no ink left. Okay, that's all I want to do on that. Now, we can put some tree napkin down on this one. Let's go ahead and find our layers on this one. Whee! Whee! Whoops. Okay, that was a bit silly. I still had some usable tape and I threw it aside with the napkin. Okay, I'm doing this off screen to keep most of this off the wet doggy pad. I'm sure you probably already figured that out, but you know. Okay, there we go. So kind of the same deal here. Let's save two opposite foxes. So I can just tear down this seam and get two opposite foxes that way. Okay, so we have 4 saved foxes, and now we need to get some background done. And again, the darker bits are on the edges in the daytime one. I haven't judged yet because I think that this particular step is going to change the yellow and the green quite a bit, but they might be too bright, and if they stay that bright, we might have to do some pushing the color back to make them behave. But we won't worry about that till later. Alright. Gesso time! This one I'll have to be really careful because this color will come right up, won't it? I'll do the gesso pile up there. I'll do the gesso pile up there. Oh, the puppy pad? Yeah, it's totally by accident, too. I order all of my stuff from Walmart. I have for years. And one day, years and years ago now, I got someone else's order completely. And it had puppy pads in it. And you can't return somebody else's order once it's delivered to your house. So they're like, yeah, do whatever you want with it. It's yours now. Keep it. So I got this order. I was sad because there was like a toy in it and a blanket, I think, and these puppy pads. I'm like, aw, somebody doesn't get their puppy supplies. But I got a free box of puppy pads, and I thought, I don't want them to go to waste. So I started using them for just what you're seeing. And it was so long ago, I'm surprised that I still have them. But honestly, I don't use them all that often. And I probably should. I probably should. My cutting mats and stuff would probably get a lot longer wear if I would protect my work surface more often. Although, I still do get years out of a cutting mat. All right. We're building ourselves a forest. Okay. This one's actually holding up better than the other one did. I thought for sure I would pull up all of this color and it would be a terrible mess, but it's not doing too terribly at all. Okay, I want that one way down there. I want this one way down here. Like so-ish. And I need another gesso blob. I think this is toning down the brightness of the yellow and the green pretty nicely. If I don't cover all these spaces and they need to behave later, the way to do that would be to either just use straight up white gesso or mix the white gesso with water or mix the white and clear. So there will be options should this prove to not be what I need it to be later. I think I'll put another one of the dark trees up here. Yep, here-ish. Wah! Behave! Oh shoot, I have that straight line again. Okay, well. Oh my. There-ish. There-ish. And let's take this other really light chunk and find a spot for it because it will help us. Let go. How about
I'm not quite sure how to
there?
help you with that.
I didn't ask you. Okay, so some of you have watched my show more than one occasion. Have you ever noticed that every time we're sitting here, she thinks I'm talking to her at some point or another? That does not generally happen. But every time I'm doing this particular show, she seems to think it's time to chat. Okay, let's be done with this one and get the black one done in the same way. And then we'll let them all dry for a minute while we look at tonight's wine. Because I need a beverage. All right. What do we have here? Oh my gosh, this one is still so soggy. Let's get this one. So soggy. I wonder what there's a stripe across here that is an oddly different color than anything else on this whole thing. I'm not sure how that even happened. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do some stamping some text on this one too. I'm going to try it in green because I love green. What did I do with the text stamp? It can't have gone far. I mean, I'm sitting right here. How far could it possibly go? I haven't gotten up from my chair. Do you guys see it? Is it somewhere on my desk and you can see it and you're laughing terribly at me? I literally do not see it anywhere. Okay, I found it. Oh, good grief. Oh. All right, so obviously I don't know if this is going to work at all because I'm doing green on green on green on green on black. So again, just experimenting. But if I could get some lovely tone on tone that doesn't wash out when I put the next layer and the gesso and stuff on it, that might be super cool. So I want to find out. I want to find out if I can get some of that going on. So let's do same kind of thing. We're not doing anything specific. Just getting some bits and pieces in various places. All the pieces, bits and pieces. Okay, yeah. This is actually turning out a lot like what I hoped it would. This is, now, the big thing is it going to stay? Is it going to stay like this once I do the collaging and gessoing over it? Is the big question. So for the nighttime ones, the darker colors go on the inside. And again, I do not want a mirrored situation going on. Rawr. So let's get rid of that. I could turn it over, couldn't I? Wonder how that would work. I'm not going to try that today. I'm experimenting enough. I don't even know if I'm going to end up with a usable product at the end of tonight. I'm experimenting so much. You know what that means, though? If it all turns out not even usable, it means I have to do it again. Oh, darn. Rats. That's terrible. I have to do more art. Alright, let me make a gesso blob. A big gesso blob. Let me get the brush back. Alright, ready? Alright. So I need the dark trees in the middle of this. So let's go ahead and start with a dark tree right in the middle. Right in the middle. I've made a big mistake already. I really, really like that text that I just did, and I forgot that this particular kind of ink takes a really long time to dry. So let me just set it a little bit, or I will end up with none of what I was trying to do. I want to give it at least a bit of a fair chance, right? Okay, that's all it takes. A lot of it looks like it's set already. I have to give it at least a fighting chance. Alright, let's put another dark colored tree right here. Yep. Wow, this one is just a terrible mess. Yikes. Yikes, kids. It is. This one's terrible. It's just terrible. Okay. I guess I can't quit now. Trust the process. It'll all come around in the end, right? Trust the process, lady. It'll all come around. Although I must say, right now, I am very unhappy with this one. And it really is kind of all my fault, because I forgot how long VersaFine Clair takes to dry. Although, it didn't come up on the other one that fast, did it? Why didn't it come up? Oh, maybe the green takes longer than the brown. I don't know. What do I know? What do I know? Okay. think I'm going to take this whole chunk and put it over here, because it starts out dark. At least if I get it close to this little tree, it will. Like so-ish. Maybe it's the color underneath that's coming up. Maybe it's the green, but I don't remember which green paint I used on this one. Was it all just watercolor? I don't recall, but maybe that's what it is that's coming up. Well, it's not all my stamping anyway. I see some of it staying. Whatever's going wrong is now going wrong to the whole board. You know what that'll do? It'll make it look like it's right. That's what it'll do. Now it's a feature, not a flaw. Okay. Now we're going to set this one aside and get some wine. Would you like to see what kind of wine I have for today? Okay. Oh, there we go. It's Crow River Winery's White Fox. How appropriate that it's called White Fox when we're doing fox art today. Although our foxes are not white, but this is a white wine, of course. White Fox is a delicious semi-sweet blend known for its bright fruit flavors. This wine's refreshing flavor is best paired with a day at the lake, catching up with friends, or a casual backyard party. So I would call this catching up with friends, right? So let's get this bottle open. I really should stand up when I try to use this corkscrew. It's really tall. It's very tall. Sorry about all the wiggle. Oh, very satisfying. Very satisfying. So here's something funny. You're supposed to let your wine breathe. I don't do that. I pour it in the bottle. You're supposed to have an aerator. I don't have one, so I just, pour it in the glass. You're also supposed to pour your wine up to the widest spot on the wine bowl. Well, so in this particular instance, that would mean the tippy top. I'm not going to do that. I just thought it was funny if I had an excuse to drink giant amounts of wine. I'm actually going to pour what I think is about a serving. 5 ounces? I think that's about, well, that looks like it might be more like 8. But I poured some. I think that's a reasonable amount. And then I'll put this back on the floor because I do not need it on my desk, and we'll hang this up because Wine With Me Wednesday is a regular occurrence, and you never know when you might need a wine thingy. Oh, how strange. This one's really strange. It tastes a little bit like a hard cider or an ale. Huh. I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. It's kind of tasty, but I don't like ale. Why does it taste like ale? Okay. Enough of that. Enough already. Let's do a little straightening up. I got an awful lot of mess going on. There's a big shocker. Shocker, man. I bet you can't even believe that I created a mess. What? Not possible. So, what do we need to do here to figure stuff out? I would say that this definitely needs some mellowing out. So I'm going to go ahead and get my white gesso. I'm apparently going to stick my elbow in the wet paint. I'm going to get some white gesso and just mix it with the clear gesso that's already sitting there and see if we can mellow this out a bit. That is what they say, isn't it? Turn it into a feature. If you make a mistake and things don't turn out, just do it again. And again and again. And then it looks like it's on purpose. So I don't want to mellow out the whole thing, but I'll follow some of the overlap lines and try to get some mellowness happening. Are you working on any projects, Lisa? Peter didn't last long. He lasted the whole minute to say hello and it's 2:30 a.m. here, and then I never heard from him again. I'm assuming he said hello and instantly fell asleep. Okay, I went too crazy there, lightening up, so there we go. That's fine. It's fine. I don't like that this is such a straight line. I think we can do some things to break that up later, though. Okay. All right, I think that's probably good enough. Let's let that dry. And what do we have? What do we have? This one is actually getting pretty dry. This is a daytime one. Let's dry this some more, and then we're going to add some color to this one. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I am not following any of the standard mixed media kinds of order of operation or rules or anything. Do you have a favorite theme to work in? Alright. Still a little sticky, but I gotta get the colors out and stuff anyway, so it's fine. That'll be alright right there. Ow! Ow, 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 ow. Okay. So, I need to think of what the next step after this step is going to be, because I need to pull out some appropriate colors for the next fun bits. I think one thing we're going to need is some blue in here. So, let me find a blue that we could use. So there's a couple of different blues in the napkins that are sort of this green, this pale tealish blue green color. So I'm going to pull out both of these. And I'm going to try another new technique, because why not? I am digging through my garbage in order to do this next technique. Hold on. Well, that's not good. Alright, well, I'll use it anyway. So, the next thing I want to do is, I just want to smoosh. I'm going to smoosh onto some acetate. And I think I'll do both colors at once. And then I need to spray the paper and spray the bits. And we're going to smoosh. I wish that this, I was looking for a different acetate bag that was see-through, so I could see what I'm doing, but this is how we're going to add some color. We're going to smoosh it right in place. Kind of wanted it on both sides and across here, and that's kind of what I got. So it didn't matter that much that I couldn't really see, but I would like some more of the blue across the top, so I'm gonna re-smoosh. I'm gonna re-smoosh in blue. Smoosh, 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 smoosh. Here we go. Consider yourself smooshed. And then I need a napkin because we need to clean up some of that color. I think I can do the same thing with the oxide sprays. So I want to smoosh some of the yellow in the center here. And I may need to re-smoosh some of the blue, because I brought up the puddles, but the bringing up the puddles, ugh, good grief, I am so many colors right now. Wiping up the puddles also picked up too much paint. So, smoosh in the middle, smoosh in the middle, smoosh. Alright, let's see if we can get this to move a little more. Very good. Very good. I need a little more yellow smooshing right there. Alright, let's clean it off and get a little bit more blue smooshing. again. I'll try to go darker this time, I guess. I'm not going to add more water because it's already pretty wet. A smoosh. There we go. Smoosh. Not bad. Not bad. Let's get some down here just to copy this color all over the place. And I'm going to dab the center. Beautiful. Okay, just like that. Just like that, folks. We did the very technical and precise method of smooshing. Bright colors. Oh, I'm terrible at bright colors. Terrible. Everything I do looks like it's nighttime and dark. I'm just like, oh, it just needs a little more. It just needs a little more. And then next thing you know, it's nighttime. Oh my goodness. Someday I need to see your work. Someday, Miss Lisa. I will see your work and oh my goodness sakes. Goodness sakes, man. Let's see. What do we need to do next? I think it might be almost time to put on the special surprise stuff. Dun, dun. Okay, so let's let things dry for a second and I'll show you what's upcoming. First of all, I got a whole bunch of little grass stamps and we might need those for the forefront. Same with these little guys. We might need to put some of these in the front. Same with this little mushroom. It might need to be in the front or even on the sides. But here's our really special one that we might need that I haven't even used yet. It's still in the package. I knew I bought it and I'm so glad I found it. Look at him. We might need him. Ooh. Okay, so anyway. So there's some stamps for the forefront to give you an idea of where things are heading. There's also the foxes that we saved, right? So these are not messed with yet. So these are going to go in the forefront. And then let me unbury the other bits that I have for the front. I don't know what's going to end up getting used and not used, but I did, those are not fussy cut yet, and she is not fussy cut yet, but I have this, also not fussy cut yet, but could totally go on one of the thingies. I have these foxes, which might be too cartoony, but might go on one of them anyway. And I could just, you know, cut around them and create a different nest, because I'm not thrilled with these leaves, but maybe, I don't know. But I also have a mushroom fairy house and a lovely frog on a mushroom and a bunch of fairies. Look, this is why I wanted to be sure to bring the blue back, because look at her eyes. Ooh. This one, she was holding this flower, but try as I might to cut out the stem of that flower, that was really not a doable thing. So there's her, and then there's her. Oh, look at the fairies. So, we're going to create stuff in all these forests that we made using these bits and pieces. I'm so excited I can't stand it. I just can't stand it. And then we can do some heat embossing and or some other fairies. Look at those tiny, tiny ones. They might be right for, you know, like maybe she's walking down the path to her mushroom house. Or maybe she is. That's little enough to go up that path, isn't it? Yeah. And then, I don't know. Anyway, this is the tools I have prepared. These stamps, this stuff. Oh, what time is it getting to be? 9:22. So we're running up on 2 hours worth. And I only go 2 or 3 hours. So yeah, we're not going to get all 4 of these done. But I bet, I'm kind of betting we can get pretty far, don't you think? Like, let me run the heat gun on everything for a couple of minutes. Or just a minute. Right? Because let's make sure we don't wreck anything we've already done. And then let's move forward with those really cool pieces and see what we're going to do. So I brought the blue back in this one with her eyes in mind, and look at how well that matches. Goodness sakes, man. I might have to smush some of that blue onto the other ones too, because I don't know which card she's going on. Alright, that's enough of that one. Can you see that? That text did stay. Super dark, tone on tone. Look at the very top of the piece. You can see it in there. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. I'm so glad it at least worked on a tiny part. I don't know if it worked anywhere else, but I'll take it. I think I see the text a couple other places, but I'm not entirely sure. Alright, let's do another one. It'll take forever to get them all perfectly dry, but at least this will give us some wiggle room to get some concepts played with and maybe actually get one or two of them done. Who knows? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This one's taking forever. I think we'll just have to set it aside and let it be for a bit. And let me just have a few seconds on this one. And then we'll move on to the fun stuff. Woohoo! So I have all that stuff that I showed you. But I also have these bits and pieces that I was going to use in the background and apparently forgot about, and could also be used in the foreground. So there's lots of layering possibilities again with these little scraps and bits and pieces. Stuff like this. Okay, that's enough of that. Blah. Okay. So I don't really know how exactly to work at nighttime, and I wanted it to be like it's a moonshine, but I don't have any moonshine coming on this one. And I've lost all the moonshine on the other black one. We might have to add some moon into the other one. But since this one's sitting in front of me, let's try to play with some of the pieces. So this one looks like it could be nighttime. So could we have this sitting in the forest? Yeah, like so-ish. I kind of like it up there. And then we could add this fox and tree situation to the foreground. We might have to mount this on white paper and then cut it out so that it doesn't disappear into the background, right? Because I do have it down to the one layer. And if it's down to the one layer, it might not, do you know what I'm trying to say? It might disappear into the background. That's what I'm trying to
Cheryl, here is your reminder.
say. Yeah.
Take your medicine.
Echo, stop. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta... If I didn't have her remind me, I would forget because we're having fun doing art. And I wouldn't behave myself. So give me just a sec. Oh. Okay. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. How about if we mount this piece to black cardstock? I think because it's supposed to be a nighttime one, right? So will that... It'll probably give us the right feel if it's on dark cardstock. And I know I said black, but I don't know if I have any black in reach. Hey, this would work though. Whoa, that's a lovely nighttime right there. So, I think we should glue this guy down onto this blue and prep this piece for going on. Rawr! Oh my goodness. Oh, my glue stick has glued itself shut. Oh, okay. I win. Wow. Oh, wow, man. Okay. I will just glue down bunches of it because I never know how many pieces I'll actually use. So we might as well just prep the whole thing. Oh, there's a person. Misty Dawn Smith. Why, hello there. Nice to see you. Welcome. How are you this evening? All right. So I don't think the blue, I mean, it does show up a little bit through there, right? But I don't think it made a ton of difference. Still, I think it was a better choice than white. So I'll just live with that. I will just live with that. I am doing 4 mixed media projects that are a whole lot of just trying stuff. And they may or may not at some point be book covers, journal covers. So here is one of them. And the layers that I have so far. And it's a nighttime forest. You can't really tell that yet, but it will be, I swear. And I think I might put this fairy house in it. And this fox. Let me grab this scissor that I have. Nope, not that scissor. This scissor. I have a deckle edge scissor. And I'm gonna cut down the darkest tree and around the fox. And I think we're gonna put this fox looking as if he's the family fox and he's gonna go home. So he'll probably go on here something like this. And then I had the tiniest little fairies. So I think it's this one that would need to go on here. But what if I am doing okay this evening. I am glad to hear that you are doing well. I have not actually advertised that I'm streaming live very often yet. So I'm really quite new on YouTube streaming. I did do Facebook for a while. So we could put her going up the path to her house. Maybe we make a path and she's going up to her house for the night. To me, this makes it look like the fox thinks she might be a tasty dinner. How dark is that? Yikes, man. So I have 2 nighttime covers and 2 daytime. Here's the other nighttime. So the question is, would this setup look better on this one? I'd have to fussy cut her. It doesn't look like it'll be too hard, but it'll be a little shocking if I don't chop her little legs off. So let's hope I don't. Well, hello, Darcy. Darcy, you might not know it, but your stencil is in the background, I swear. I swear it is. Okay, so I'm thinking the fox going the other direction might be right for this one. So let me grab him and just take a peek. So maybe the dark tree with the fox over here. And the house up here with the fairy going home. She's going home. I might have to create more path. I wasn't prepared to do that level of art. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm not gonna do too fancy of a fussy cut right now because that's not good television. But I am going to try to get her mostly cut out properly and see how she'll look on her path, because I can't really tell with all this extra white stuff. It really gets in the way of what I'm trying to figure out. I kind of thought I was going to need one of these itty bitty ones too, and I didn't cut her out properly ahead of time, and I really should have. Oh my goodness, her leg is going to get chopped off. I just know it. Come on, be nice to the little girl. Don't chop her legs off. That's a whole different show. Sorry. I like true mysteries. There we go. Forensic Files. No. Alright, so there we go. There's the opposite direction, and I feel like this might be the play, but again, I can't tell because it would require this guy to also be glued down to the blue paper and cut out. So let's go ahead and do it, I guess, because I'm not going to be able to figure out what I'm doing unless I have all the pieces to figure out what I'm doing. Hey Darcy, what are you up to this evening? It looks like Misty Dawn is going to join us in some art. Lisa is one of my very earliest audience members, and she lives on the exact opposite side of the planet from me. And this is the first time she's joined in a live show, so I am thrilled to pieces. Everybody meet Lisa. Misty Dawn is brand new. I've never seen Misty Dawn before. So I'm happy to have you guys I'm happy to have all of you guys here. That's kind of amazing, to be honest. I should have used my decal edge again. I'm gonna start over on that just a little bit. It would be good to tear these out to get nice choppy edges, but I've been working a lot on art today, and my hands would be really angry with me if I didn't take a break. A little bit. So decal edge it is. Okay. So we have this one. And I feel like this one needs to go in the opposite direction of the other one. If indeed this even goes on one of the nighttime ones, right? Because it could totally go on one of the daytime ones too. It looks like she's going home. I like that. I could have her like riding the fox home. Is he going to take, maybe he's going to take her home. Aw, look at that. I I kind of like the idea of riding a fox home. All right. Well, anyway, there's a concept for one of them, right? And I don't know if it would go better on that one or this one. Let's try this one the opposite direction. What if I put that there? Yikes, yikes, yikes. And the tree here. With her going home, or the fox taking her home. Or maybe she's just walking with the fox and they're going together. I mean, maybe that's more appropriate. I am so glad you caught me by chance. It is very nice to get to visit with you in real time. Even though it's a whole different day than it is here. Okay, so those are the two ideas for the nighttime ones. Let's try this same concept on the daytime ones. And then I need to make a decision or I'm not going to move forward at all. And I really need to move forward on at least one. At least. So I suppose if I do a daytime one, the fox is going to need to be mounted on a lighter colored paper because now I made him look like it's nighttime. But let's see if I can at least get the concept going in my brain. There they are, walking together on their way home, and there's home. Maybe they have farther to go when it's daytime. And it's home way back there. What do we think? Definitely need to make the fox more daytimey for the daytime ones. That's obvious. What if we do make it like the home is really far away? And we do this little girl walking with her fox. Wait, way over there. And we have the fox in the other direction. And she's walking with her fox buddy. Oh my gosh, that is just too flippin' cute. Just too flipping cute. So this is the one where I put all the blue in there for the blue-eyed fairy. And there she is. So maybe not this situation for this one, because I just can't get away from how well that blue matches her eyes. So maybe we need a whole different situation for this girl. Maybe she needs to be hanging out with, hold on, maybe she's hanging out with her froggy friend. Maybe she's hanging out with her froggy friend. And maybe they have some brighter trees in front. I don't know, that doesn't even really work. He doesn't work for this one. Let's switch just to see if the little blue-eyed girl looks good on this one. I think she needs to be on the one with all the blue. Yep, she does. Oh, you like her walking with the fox? All right, we're going to do that. It's going to be nighttime in the mushroom forest, and we're going to have this little girl walking with her fox buddy, going home. This way. So we're going to turn that into a thing. And I don't know what I did with their house, but they have a house here somewhere. This one or this one? Let me find the house quick, because I want to see which one they should go on. Here it is. I kind of like this one because the words show up more and it makes it seem like it's a story more. But this one makes it seem like it's a deeper, darker forest. Alright, well, I'm going to ponder those two options anyway. And we're going to at least do one nighttime and one daytime before I quit. So the daytime one is either going to be this card or the other card. No. It's going to be that one. Because I just can't get past the blue in the eyes. I just can't. So let's let me find the other trees I saved and get those mounted onto white background so they will look more daytimey. And we'll just steal a piece of paper from my printer for that. All right. Let's get this done. And then I think we're getting somewhere. Ah! Oh my. I am so many colors. Look at how many colors. I'm a lot of yellow. I'm a lot of colors though. Not just yellow. Alright, and the opposite direction. In case I change my mind and want them to be walking the other way. We must be prepared for whichever way the path turns. Okay, so for those of you who came in late, you missed today's wine. And I know it's not required to share today's wine with everybody, but I'm gonna anyway. Because it's Wine With Me Wednesday, and I actually have wine for this Wine With Me Wednesday, and it's called White Fox. And I just think that that's fun, that it has mushrooms and trees, and it's nighttime, and it has a fox. And we're doing trees and nighttime with foxes. Because I am ridiculously easily entertained, and I think that's just fun and lovely. And it's a very strange tasting wine. I don't know if I like it or not. Because it tastes more like a lager or an ale of some sort or a something. But Wine With Me Wednesday does not require alcohol, but it does require a beverage because staying hydrated is important. So, folks, what do you have for a beverage this evening? What have you got? And Misty, what part of the world are you in? This particular glue is the Scotch Permanent Glue Stick. I also have this one. I love this gigantic glue stick. I also have gesso, and, you know, I'm at my desk, so I have like 5,000 glues here. Okay. North Carolina. Okay. I have a brother that lives in North Carolina. Oh. What am I doing, man? What am I doing here? Oh, okay. Oh, chocolate mug cake. I don't understand though, Darcy. I mean, seriously, I hate to criticize because there is nothing wrong with a chocolate mug cake, but I have to say I'm a little disappointed that you're not having a glass of milk with your mug cake because, I mean, chocolate cake without a glass of milk? What? Is that even, I thought milk was the rules for cake, especially chocolate. All right. So while I'm letting go of my disappointment in Darcy's beverage choice. Okay. Yeah, I'm that ridiculous. I will cut out these guys. I highly recommend waiting till they actually dry if you ever do this sort of thing. And you need to cut out your collage bits because this is a little ridiculous and choppy, and I've ruined things doing this, but I'm not interested in waiting. I'm so terrible at waiting. Patience is not a virtue I have much of. Whoops. So, hacking away is the name of the game right now. Let's hack some more, because I need those bits off. Alright, let's see what direction this one's going to go. So we have a little girl fairy, and she's hanging out with her frog buddy. And their fox friend wants to join too. But he's too little, isn't he? That just really doesn't work. Well, okay. I have that stamp. Oi. So, I have this stamp. Now, the stamp is facing the wrong way, too. Okay, this one is proving difficult and disappointing at the moment. I suppose I could always change the fairy and have her facing the other way. they could have a fox friend sitting right here, right? What are they all looking at? They're all looking at something different. This is not something I'm enjoying very much. So they were all supposed to have a fox in them. So I started out this project with these napkins for decoupage that have foxes in the forest. But I guess they don't need to, because I do have a bunch of oversized flowers. And what I could do is tone down the background behind these guys so the frog shows up clearer. And then I could put a flower garden around them, couldn't I? It can be a flower garden up front and trees, a forest behind. Why not? Wait, I might just be thinking too linear. Maybe the fox is in the background. Maybe he's, hanging out doing something on his own, or he's going to go wandering off, or he doesn't have to be in the foreground. Silly girl. It's not required. He can be back there. Get out of here. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's no reason in the world he has to be in the foreground. He can be in the background. Alright, let's see what you guys are talking about. Put the fox walking off in the... Oh, put the fox walking off in the background. Oh, Lisa. Absolutely correct. So I'm going to chop this off so I can plant this tree. I suppose I could anyway, but I want to see. There we go. He can just be like that, and then I can still get some of those big flowers and put those in the foreground. Silly girl. I was being too literal. I was trying to follow the layout of the napkin. In case you guys want to see where this stuff started. Oy! Right here. It's just beautiful. Just a beautiful napkin. And I'm afraid that I've done some, trashing it. I don't think this is exactly what there's a person who requested an art project from this, and I don't think this is what they had in mind, so I might have to do some more. Good thing I still have 2 more napkins. Oh, I like him over there even better. I like him over there even better. I'm going to chop this one off too and see if I like Can I create a situation where it looks like a continuation of that tree? Because I think that's the exact same tree. I might just have to hide it a little. Well, that's kind of cute. Okay, I think I might have hit on something. That might work. That might work. Okay. All right, that's my plan for that one then, at least so far. And that's my plan for this one. Let's set this one aside a little bit and go back to this one. So, some things have to happen here. Let's get this to lay straight. I have to figure out where this is going to be, and it has to then get incorporated into its forest. So I might have to get some more tree bits. And then this piece also needs to get in place and incorporated. Actually, that's kind of a beautiful placement right there. It makes it look like this tree right here is in that part of the picture. I think that might be too little to see on camera. Nope, you can see it. That's kind of fun. Happy accident right there. And then there's her. Waltzing home with her fox buddy. Okay, let's do that. And then so I glued some of the leftover pieces to a dark background. I wonder if I don't know if I can get this to look anything decent, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try fussy cutting trees. That's always a fun undertaking. Huh. Okay, I'm not sure what I just did there. Let's try that. Okay, not going to be able to get that branch, so I'm not even going to try. Okay, now let's see if that was worth it. The question is, can I make this look like a tree? Yes. I can make this look like a tree to incorporate the fairy house, right? I might have to paint in some more at some point, but right now I'm just going to use these ones, and I'm going to cut out one more. This one looks a lot less detailed, so it might have to go at a totally different angle, because it kind of disappears. But I could add grasses and stuff, right, to incorporate them to make them look like, you know what I'm trying to say? Gosh darn my words. I swear I have actual thoughts in my head. I could make it look like part of that tree. Now it looks like she's not going home anymore. What if I pull this way over here and put this as part of this tree? If I do that, I don't even think I need the other one. I could put it over here though. Nope, that looks too contrived to me. Maybe I only need the one. I was quite happy with that a minute ago, and now I think I can make it better. No, maybe I can't. That's stupid looking. Wow, I am indecisive. You know what I'm learning tonight? I am learning that 3 hours is entirely too long of trying to do this at night. I am either going to have to start later or end at 2 hours. Okay, so there we go. That's what I'm going to do for this one. I'm going to go ahead and glue. I'm going to glue these pieces down, guys. I want some edging on this, though. Like, I need a dauber. I know I have one here. I have so many supplies out this evening. It's absolutely ridiculous. I cannot see my daubers. I'm going to get a new dauber. Whoops. Don't open the box upside down, lady. Back on your shelf. Okay. So, now I have daubers all over the place, including on the floor. Let's do the fairy. To get rid of the cut lines a little bit. Just a little bit. To get rid of the cut lines. Okay. And then this whole piece, even though it's likely to change because I will be doing things to incorporate it into the background, right? I still want to make sure I've created the whole thing to look like nighttime. And right now, it could use a little nighttime and up. all right. I am running out of things to say. I should start a quiz. But I don't have a quiz ready, so, I mean, that's an interesting idea for some other day. Not today. I am not at all clever today. Not one bit. Alrighty. I don't have to do all of the branches of the tree either, because I would imagine that once I do highlights and lowlights and shadowing and all that stuff, that will end up perfectly good. Same thing with this, but I at least want to get some of the cut lines colored. Especially all the way across this bottom, because it's driving me bonkers, and we can't be having that bonkers business. Okay. All right, we're making commitments. I'm making commitments, people. Let's get out the other glue. Come on, out of your holder. Clear gel tacky glue. That one is my favorite all-purpose glue. At least right now it is. I do change my favorite glues from time to time. If I'm feeling like I have a hard day and I just want to take the edge off, you know, just pull out the Fabri-Tac. That'll do ya. I used to love toxic fumes like that when I was a kid, right? Permanent markers, gasoline, mineral spirits, all that stuff. I just loved that. But now I'm in a little studio and Fabri-Tac fills it up all the time. All right, there she is. Ooh. And where did I decide to put this? This is the question. So if I put this right here, I can make it feel like that part of that tree really easily. Then their house just can go just like that, right? Ah, I think that's true. I'm gonna go for it. Ooh, oh my gosh. Not a math quiz. I know my math limerick was, I thought it was hilarious, and that just shows you what a gigantic dork face I am, because I thought a math limerick was a hoot, and it's not really that funny. It's not that funny. So you're not missing anything, Lisa, but there is no actual math required for the math limerick. Okay. All right. I think this is right. I think this is right. Oh, no. My tree's escaping. No escaping, Mr. Tree. Okay. I am going to glue the daytime one in place too, as long as I look at it again and still happy with it. And I think that might be the end of today, because there's still a lot to do. And I am running out of brain power. Oop, and I'm also going off screen. I'm sorry. So there's what we have for this one so far. But I might have to continue these next week because I don't think I can do them justice if I rush anything. So I'm just not going to rush. And I think because of the way this one's now turning out, I think I'm going to what? I think I am going to fussy cut some of the flower bits that I've mentioned for this one, because I think it would be totally adorable to have this tree situation going on for the forest bit and have some big flowers and a big garden around them. And what if we have this guy just way back here instead? Did I push this one way off the screen too? There we go. Yep, I like that. I like that, but I think these guys need to be up a little more or I won't have room to do what I want. Okay, so we'll see what time it is once I get this put together. And I think because I need this one to stay daytime, I think I'm only going to do edging. Like I think I'm doing it right here because this is the outside. I want the outsides to be darker. So I think that'll be appropriate for right there. Yep, I think that'll go right there. And then this guy, you know what? I think he needs to be right here, but I don't like cutting off his tail. I don't know why his whole tail needs to be involved, but apparently it does because it upsets me when his tail is partly gone. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm just weird about stuff like foxtails getting cut off. So, I think I'll do that. And then see if he can be kind of tucked into this little space right here. Okay, so if that goes like that, I've got these branches kind of matched up cool. So if they stay that way, that's awesome. And then I want this guy kind of tucked in. His grasses and his tail can be coming out. Okay, no matter what I do, his tail is going to get chopped off a bit. Unless I paint on more yellow, because the reason I want him over so far is because I want it to look like he's coming out of the forest and going into the light. There is another way to solve that problem though, isn't there? I could use the opposite direction. Oh, good grief. I don't know about me. Okay. All right, so if I put another tree on this side as well, which there is absolutely zero problem with doing that, because it is a forest after all. You could have him then coming out of the forest way up here. That gives him a lot more room to look like he's going into the light and out of the forest. And I don't know why I think that's important. But whenever I'm doing art stuff, okay, maybe not 100% of the time, almost every time, I tell myself some kind of story to make what I'm creating make sense. So like in the other one, the fox is walking the little fairy home. I'm not sure what the story is with this one yet. Right? But I do know that this fox is going to breakfast somewhere over there. In the meadow? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, like that. What do you think of that? It no longer looks like our little fairy is looking at the fox. So it was cuter the other way, wasn't it? All right, what are you guys chatting about? Anything interesting? Oh, good night, Misty. I'm sorry if I missed you. If you're already gone. Oh, you do like that better. Yeah, I do too. So it's okay if they're not looking at the fox. It'll just have to be good. I think we're just going to keep it this way. Misty, I hope you come back on another Wednesday. Because I'm going to try to do this all the time on Wednesdays. We'll see if I pull it off. Here's hoping. Okay, let's see here. Let's get this tree glued down. Make a commitment. Whoa. Okay, I wanted that branch lined up, didn't I? This is actually the exact same tree, so I can line this up. Okay, it's the same tree, but it doesn't line up very well. So it's going to be a little off kilter. Well, too bad. That's what you get for not behaving. All right, her turn. She needs a little bit of edging just where I didn't get right up against her curls. I actually had to chop off some of her curls. I felt kind of bad. But I couldn't get in there. To get all of her curls. Mr. Froggy doesn't really need any edging, but I'll put some down on this bottom. This might... Oh, maybe I should trim this better. No. No. I have other ways to fix this. Alright, let's get the fox situation under control. I think he needs to kind of be sitting in this grassy bit right here. So I'm going to put him down here a little bit. Oh, Misty, you were still there. I'm so glad I didn't see your or I didn't miss saying goodbye. I always feel bad when that happens, but it happens a lot, doesn't it? When you're streaming. Don't always get to see people come and go. Alright. About like so. I will pull this tree way down here. So this tree is going to be way in the foreground. And again, I'm only going to do this back bit. I think the only reason I'm doing any edging at all is so that I keep my, like, since I'm not going to be able to finish them today and I think I'm going to put it away for a whole week, I have to have something that gives me a clue as to what I was thinking. So I think that's, I mean, other than the cut lines gotta go, but I don't need to be edging these trees. But it feels weird not to. Okay. Alright, and this time I ended up cutting off half of the fox anyway. And for some reason, in this direction, it didn't bother me as much as in the other direction. I didn't put him up high enough, did I? Oh my goodness, can I get this up? I can. Okay. Alright, good enough. I can work with that. Let's do... Maybe it's not bad if everything's in a cluster. I'm going to try this. Just as a concept. Just as an idea. Could we just put everybody over here? Oh my gosh, I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I thought I would. But, okay. Huh. Maybe she doesn't need a frog. Does she even need a frog? Maybe the frog goes on one of the other books. Maybe this girl is playing in the flowers way over here. No frog. Oh goodness, I like that even better. Okay, I'm apparently way too indecisive about this one, so I'm not going to glue her down. I'm going to cut out the flowers before next week instead and come back with a bunch of flowers. And see what happens if we have her playing in a little bit of a garden thingy in front of the forest. And this guy... Yes, the frog? Oh no! Wait! Yes, the frog. She does need the frog. Oh no! Are you sure this little girl doesn't need the frog? See, maybe she needs the frog. Wait. Maybe she needs the frog. Okay. Alright, if we're keeping the froggy here, we're keeping the frog. There we go. Just like that. Just like that. There might be a way for me to get that fox stamp in here anyway. I might be able to put him in the forefront at some point. Oh my goodness. Lisa, you laugh, but you threw me for a loop there. Oh my goodness. Just kidding. Just kidding. Oh my gosh, I didn't know we had to keep the frog, but we do. We have to keep the frog. I like how there's music notes all over her clothes and her wings. She's just flippin' adorable. I also think it's completely clear that I will have to use the other two napkins to make a straight up cover with this totally mellow scene, because in case you can't tell, I don't know how to stay mellow. And the person who gave me these napkins has decided that they would like a journal based on this napkin. And the reason is because of its peaceful nature. So, I will need to somehow use this, and I'm glad that there's 6 scenes on each napkin and I have 2 more, so I have 12 chances. I have 12 chances to stay peaceful. We'll see. We'll see. It might happen. You don't know. It might. I'm going to need to do some shading for that frog, but that's what it'll look like when the froggy jumps out at us. I kind of love that. I kind of love the froggy. It is a beautiful napkin. It really is, but I didn't really stay true to it, did I? I mean, look at that. That's got nothing to do with that napkin. I mean, I used it. It's in there. This one? I used it. It's in there. It's just not, it's not the same anymore. Same with the other daytime one. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yep, I didn't stay very true. I don't really even know how to stay true to it. Like, I don't know how to do things in such pale colors. It's not like I have inks that pale. I should be able to do watercolors that pale. But I don't know. I just don't seem to pull it off. All right. Well, anyways, it is time to go. Here's what we got done so far. We got this one going. She's pretty lovely. And we got this one going. And I'm kind of loving this. What do we have to do? I want some flowers around this in the front. I'm going to have to put a tree canopy across the top of this one. And probably down the sides as well. Then some highlighting and low lighting to make, and some grasses, right, to get him incorporated in this tree and their flowers. And I might want to tone down this sun and do something with that big blank space. That's not a ton. That's not a ton to do. This one over here, I don't know for sure, but I might continue the path all the way down to the front. But I don't know if I can anymore because I have the pieces glued in place, right? But I'll need to incorporate the base of their home better because right now it's just floating in the air. So we'll need some bushes going on here. We'll need some bushes going on over here too, but not enough to hide them. They're tiny. We need to incorporate this top somehow because I don't want this cut top to show so much. And then we'll also need a canopy over this one. A nighttime canopy. Highlights, lowlights. That's it. That's not bad. TTFN. Hugs. Thanks for stopping in, Darcy. Thanks for stopping in, Lisa. And Misty. And Peter. And Leslie. And anybody else who was lurking. Yeah, I think we did a lot. I'll see you next time, guys. I'm going to clean up and head to bed soon.